What is up, everyone? I'm JP McDaniel, joined now by Team Liquid's very own Chef. Chef, how's it going? I see you're enjoying the music there.
It's going great. I'm really psyched to see his nice DVP with you, or his EVZ with you.
Now we're not doing the PvP. We were joking about that earlier. So we've got Violet going up against DRG here.
Yeah.
And the blunt question I got to ask you.
DRG.
Yeah. He wins it?
He wins it, man.
2-0?
2-1.
2-1? 2-1? Okay.
But, like, it's really close. Violet's super good ZVZ.
Yeah. All right, well, let's introduce our players down here in the bottom left-hand corner from Team MVP. It is none other than Dongraegu, Chef's Victor in this 3-map series.
Yay!
And over here in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak from Team Empire, it is none other than Violet, the People's Champion, maybe?
People's Choice.
People's Choice? Yeah, I guess that would be adequate. I mean, what is it about DRG, specifically in this matchup, that makes you call the clear winner?
The 3-letter acronym. No, he's just extremely good. He's played so many high-pressure matches. He's really good under pressure at events. Even this, like,
yeah.
Let's see what's going on with this. This is interesting.
Yeah, we've got a that was a 10 pull straight up. So, and he's going to be getting gas. So what is now? Your Blizzard, of course, for those who don't know who Chef is, which blows my mind if you've never heard of this guy over here. But what are we looking for here? What is DRG looking to do?
Okay, well, DRG is doing something that's pretty cool. It's like you get 12 drones, and then you're just going to make 6 lings, and you're going to try and even out the drone count or get ahead. You're going to get ahead if your opponent went hatchery first and you microed well. Okay. You're going to get behind if your opponent went spawning pool first, probably. Okay. But it's not going to be behind much. And it really depends on your opponent's exact build. And look at this, Violet's scouting. This is something that I really very rarely do, is scout in his EVZ.
Really?
But yeah, but because usually, even if you see a 10 pool, you can't adjust. But the way Violet's build here works is he went spawning pool first, so he can adjust. But realistically, he didn't need to adjust with this pool first.
Yeah.
Like his Overlord will probably see it. So, but it's still really interesting, and it'll really, I think, give Violet a lead here. I really can't see someone of Violet's caliber messing up on this, but there's something really cool with this. I do this actually a lot in tournament games too.
I was actually going to say, I remember you doing this against Idra back at the Blizzard Invitational.
Yeah, so there's like a super good reason for why you do this pool first, even if it puts you behind the first game. The reason is it makes your opponent worry. Like, oh, start off the game, he's just going all out with early pressure. And it makes them like, do I really want to go 15 hatch? Like, it makes them think about it and worry, and it puts so much pressure on their mind that it can mess them up.
All right, well, we see the Roach Warren going down for Violet as DRG comes into the main base with his lings. Violet having 6 lings of his own. And it's really going to come down all to micro wars here. And at this stage in the game, they're pretty even, actually. I think DRG maybe a little bit ahead, but now at the end of it, we see DRG pulling so far ahead. All the lings have fallen for Violet. He's trying to get some drone kills, but the Queen chipping away at the low HP lings there. And yeah, fairly even units lost.
6 lings and 6 lings, that's all it is.
Yeah. So pretty even actually, right? Oh, if he could actually go in and get that drone, that would be huge, but he's got to wait for his lings to really get some HP because that Queen will be able to take him out.
And this is pretty interesting by Violet. I really haven't seen many people just go Roach Warren this early with this. Right. Like, obviously, the good reason for it is like Banelings, then your defense, and you're fine. If you went for that sort of all-in 10-pool Baneling. But DRG didn't, and ooh.
And he's following up with a ton of roaches here, and you know DRG, he does have those 2 queens out, but he might not be ready for this as he's going to be throwing down a hatchery of his own. So that's 300 minerals that won't be used for an army whatsoever.
This is cool. I like this. This is sneaky. This is a really cool way of using your money. Well, he does see it. DRG does see it quite a bit early. Could cancel that hatchery.
And we'll keep an eye on that. We also see Violet getting an expansion of his own, which DRG does see.
Oh, this is going to be cool. This is like math that I haven't done. Like, can red hold with just Zerglings, Queens, and no spines? 1 spine, but maybe not even finished in time. What do you think?
I mean, lings against roaches, man. Against 6 of them, you probably need... It depends on if you have speed or not, too, I would think. So you can get an easier surround.
Yeah. Sure. Well, he'll have speed and time, I assume.
Yeah. So we will see right here as the roaches are about to come up. The spine crawlers should finish right as these hit. The Queen's looking like they're going to be the major tanks for this fight. And here we go, Chef. He's getting a nice position here against the wall. That means the Lings will not be able to get the full surround. Will DRG be able to hold this? He loses one of the queens, but now with that spine crawler coming out, this attack will be stopped. He's trying to get that second one, but DRG is not going to let him. And he held that pretty easily, actually.
Very easily. I thought it was 8 roaches, and yeah, but even with 8 roaches, I think he would have held there.
Yeah.
It was really nice queen micro, and the Lings kind of trapped him there, so he couldn't micro back really nicely.
Yeah, getting him into this little corner, I mean, there was no way. Even if he tried to kill the Lings behind him, they're easily going to get this round here. So now...
The new math is can Violet hold?
And this sometimes happens when you get these costly roaches and you get an expansion. Your opponent just has so many speedlings, and if he gets the easy surround on those, he could. But it looks like now he's just going to take out the queen that was low HP and get another one here.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Oh! Gets it. Violet's
Sick.
control was sick there with the drones. I think he put them on hold position so they couldn't get by, but...
Oh, man.
DRG, you know, kind of even now, actually. How many queens? Both players, well, we see DRG still having that one queen that was alive, and that's it. But, you know, this is a pretty even game at this point, I would say, wouldn't you? See the drone count.
Yeah, it looks like DRG's a bit ahead.
Yeah, but, I mean, Violet also has these roaches as well.
Yeah, very true, very true. And he'll have his second queen out a little bit earlier, too. But, yeah, I would definitely see DRG. He's definitely in the lead, especially because now he gets to tech up. He feels really comfortable. He saw everything with the Zerglings. And on the flip side, Violet, I think, has to think, I think I need to all in. I have these roaches. He probably macroed up behind those Zerglings. And I need to hit him before he can get to whatever he's going to tech. And I've played Violet a bit, and he really, really likes a roach timing with a lot of banelings.
Really?
Like hundreds of not hundreds of banelings, but like 20, 30 maybe even that many, maybe like 12.
And does he try to sneak into the mineral lines with those, or does he just use them in the all-out army war?
All-out army war with roach baneling. Uses the banelings to target the spines usually, and he tries to hit right before Muta comes. But DRG is actually really, really ready for it, throwing down 4 spines. Nicely placed spines so the banelings can't hit more than 1 spine in one little blast. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Now, what is DRG going to go for here with his lair just now finishing his... Okay, well, it looks like he's going to answer it for us himself there as the Spire goes down. What do you think about that play?
Well, I think it's pretty logical, especially if you see your opponent hasn't taken his third, like, by the time you get your Spire up. A lot of times you can get your Mutas out in time to really do a lot of damage to it. Here, it's really interesting. I don't think Violet is going for that attack that I spoke of. Looks like he's really just going to play a defensive game, worried himself. Maybe he thought he was too far behind for the attack to even do it, and now he's just going to play defensive. Maybe the fact that DRG didn't take a third early.
Right.
Now, here DRG is going to take his third a lot quicker, and he's going to prevent Violet's third. This is a really bad percentage game for Violet, because DRG is going to have all the scouting information, all the attacking possibilities.
Right.
Like, if DRG doesn't mess up, there's no way he can lose to, say, Infestors.
Right.
It's all on DRG to make the mistake, not Violet to make a good play here.
Gotcha. Well, we have the Spire about to finish here at Infestation Pit, going down for Violet. And, I mean, pretty safe to say he's going to be getting Infestors, not going for a quick hive or anything like that, right, Jeff?
Yeah, very true. There are some builds you can do here where you just stay on 2 bases until you're maxed. Usually with that, however, you get double evolution chamber.
Get the double upgrades.
You get double upgrades. And your goal is to move out at 2-2 with a maxed army and pray it runs over the opponent's army enough that you're okay. Because mutas are really weak.
Right. Well, we've got 10 mutas coming out here for DRG in just a second. And right as those are about to pop, the Pathogen Glance upgrade has been started, as well as +2 range. We see a macro hatch going down here because he knows that mutas are coming, so he can't get his third base up and running. He's just going to fall to those mutas as they get out on the map, as well as some of these overlords, which we can already see being taken out here by these mutas.
You bet. This is cool. I like this. I like this by Violet. He's saying, well, I know I can't get my third. I'm not even going to try. I knew mutas were coming. We're just going to try and go for a macro hatch. We will have less minerals, but we'll have these infestors.
Right.
And he's just going to hope that the infestors can both kill the muta and do a bunch of other damage. That's so hard to do.
So we even have some banelings over here in preparation. Well, I mean, I guess those are just there in case some roaches or some lings come down to try to clear this up.
They look very pretty. If you could zoom in. See, look, they're chilling. They're
It's
hanging
true.
out. Like they
Best
look like they
buds.
could be in like Husky's video pretty
Maybe
easily,
so.
huh?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Sitting in the. They probably work out.
Yeah,
I would say.
We're getting
They
ready to
definitely work
roll,
out.
maybe.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, right here, as we're talking about that, the drone is coming down as the infestors pop out, and well, it's gonna meet the two banelings. So I guess they did come
Oh yeah.
in handy somewhat.
Oh yeah, they're cool. They're good units, and right here we're really just gonna have to look at the timing here for Violet. It looks like he wants to expand.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not even gonna try and do the attack. Like maybe he just thinks, well, let's expand, make him attack into me, and we'll still have a lot of gas.
Right.
DRG kind of figured that out. He's also gonna get himself some infestors.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and the key is just that drone count.
Drone count 85. That is just abnormally high, especially in ZVZ, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and if you look at all the spine crawlers he made, he had to have went up to like something like 100 drones.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a good point. So, of course, the spine crawler is really going to deny any roach attacks from hitting that third, at least without opposition. So,
Yeah.
Violet trying to get his third base up and running. He has infestors in position. Here come the mutas of DRG. Now, he's probably not going to make any more mutas than this, right?
No more mutas at all. Even with these, it's almost like this is gonna sound so weird. It's almost it's almost the right move here to suicide them and try and get infestor energy
Right.
before it gets too high.
Gotcha. Well, does have a pretty decent entry point right there
Yeah.
to them, and he also sees sees them with the overseer right there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He just has to split them up. Yep. So like even that's fine. Just 2 for a fungal. He'll take that anytime.
A bunch of Hydras now are out for Violet as his third base is coming in, but we see DRG already with the fourth. He's always one step ahead.
And a 5th.
Yeah, actually, and a fifth here in the center of the map. So, and he has pretty decent control here with all of these roaches and the Hydras, and then soon to be all the spine crawlers coming forward.
Yeah,
So-
take note. This is how you suffocate someone who's trying to do this. Just wait till 200 max, perfect army.
Yeah,
This is how you do it. Bunch of spines, bunch of bases, and just keep your mutas. Wait for that perfect timing to trade them for the infestors, and you should be okay.
yeah. You can even see these lings. They're basically saying no, Violet. You cannot have a fourth base whatsoever unless you try to deal with these. So,
Very good point.
right now, I mean, what does Violet do to try to break this? I mean, if he moves out and loses his army, it's basically over because the amount of larvae and really the resources you can see up here that the DRG possesses, correct?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the amount of drones real quick, we can see that it's actually evened out.
Right.
So Violet's hoping just that with his army.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's tough. With his army, he just does well enough. Generally, infestor positioning can be very, very well, and he could lose all of his mutas here.
Oh. But we have some infestors of DRG right behind it. They could sneak in and easily kill one of those hatcheries. Meanwhile, down here we see the army of DRG with some infestors of its own and a bunch of lings now going into the third base. Some roaches remain for Violet. The queen and the roaches should fall. Meanwhile, here are the infested Terrans. They're going to be focusing down that hatchery, or should be soon. And right now, if Violet loses...
So pretty. Just so nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, he basically split the army. There goes that hatchery. Now it's 2 base against soon to be 5 bases. And, I mean, now it's almost... Can Violet win this?
Well, he could. There's the super small
If
chance
DRG
again.
messes up pretty badly, right? That's
Well,
when he wins it?
the trick here is he lost a lot of drones.
Right.
And this is almost good for his army. Like, his army can be much bigger. And now, like, as long as he wins this fight, and, like, maybe doesn't even engage the spine crawlers, he can be okay because the infestor energy is low. And here's going to be the fight. I don't know if I would take it here, but he's going to do it. And this is going to be the big thing right here.
Yeah. And, I mean, for Violet, the units were basically trickling in there. It wasn't a full frontal attack for Violet, and he lost so many of those roaches, and basically that attack has been halted.
Yep, you bet. And DRG now even getting up to Greater Spire. Really, I feel Violet, ever since, you know, that first eventually going to mutas, not taking your third for a while, he's been playing catch up, and DRG's fast, man.
Yeah. He's always been, I mean, always 1 step ahead, now almost 2 steps ahead there when he got such a lead. But, you know, I watch your stream every now and then. I was watching, or reading Reddit, I should say, and someone equated you to the Bob Ross of Zergs. And, you know, I didn't quite get it, But after casting with you, I get it, man.
You get it now?
It works. It works through and through.
Oh, that's good.
Big fungal here on all these roaches. Follow-up fungal. They're going to definitely basically just fall to this army. And now 175 to 184. Violet's trying to find an entry point, but pretty much everywhere he goes, there's going to be spine crawlers ready for him. And he's got to be careful because DRG's just getting ready to move straight into his already fallen natural. Or maybe just circumvent this entire thing and go straight for his army. Yeah,
this is going to be something kind of like a base race. Violet's going to want to trade his whole army for as many hatcheries and drones as he possibly can. And he really got a great position on this because DRG doesn't really want to even go for the base race.
Right.
He wants to come back, deal with this army, and save as much as he possibly can. And he's going to save a lot because, you know, DRG has so much stuff. Yep, he's going to get the Greater Spire.
Yeah, there are Broodlords being morphed in. I'm not exactly sure where they're at, but there are 8 coming in. So that tech was taken out, but he got the Broodlords in before. Burrow coming down, and all he needs is a fungal to clean that up, but I'm not sure where the infestors are. Okay, here we go, over in the 5th base. Where are those Broodlords at, Chef?
I'm not quite sure, but yeah. Violet's doing what he's trying his best, man. He's going to take down a hatchery. He's keeping him down, but yeah, he got the Broodlords off, and that, I think, is going to be the tech switch he needed.
Yeah.
Really just to put this away, especially with the infestors and the roaches count. If you look at the units real quick, we'll see it's something like 18 hydras, 26 roaches versus something like 11 and 14 for Violet, and that's especially with the Broodlords on top of that, and the upgrades getting to 3 something. It's pretty sick.
Now, are Corruptors in this ZVZ matchup? Are Corruptors the best way to deal with these Broodlords, or Infested Terrans the best way?
In this situation, I don't think there is a best way to deal with them.
You think it's just over?
I do, but if you're hoping for a miracle, definitely he has to pull back the entire Roach Hydra Infestor army and throw a lot of Infested Terrans under it.
Gotcha.
That's his best hope, I think, but he's not using his Roach Hydra to pull back the opponent's Roach Hydra. So if he tries to throw all those Infested Terrans like he needs to, I mean, he's trying it, but the Roach Hydra.
All right, well, this is incredibly hard to follow, but it looks like it doesn't matter because Violet is going to lose. GG. DRG was in control that entire match, I felt like. There wasn't a single moment where Violet really had a chance. Even when he moved across, DRG knew exactly what to do, as if he had really faced that so many times on the ladder.
Yeah, I completely agree. DRG just outplaying him a bit there ever since that early game.
Yeah. So the next map, I believe, is Cloud Kingdom. Is that going to be a big switch for this matchup? Is there something that you know that DRG or something you know that Violet does specifically on that map?
Well, I'm excited to see how the 10 pool affects their minds. Like, ZVC is such a mind game that, like, okay, like, now you have to imagine them thinking, or Violet thinking, okay, he did a 10 pool and it failed to my 14 pool and he still won. He still won with that, so there's no reason that he shouldn't just 10 pool again.
Right.
And DRG on the other hand is thinking, well, I won a 10 pool, let's win easier with a hatch first. But do I want to get risky or do I want to keep being safe and I can win anyway? So it's like this huge, like, what are you thinking, what am I thinking? What do you think it'll be? You have any guesses?
I mean,
go on. It's the funnest part of the matchup.
You know, I've seen Violet actually play against, thinking back to the European regional online qualifiers for MLG for the Winter Arena. He played against Rhett and beat him in the first best of, or no, excuse me, lost in the first best of 3, and then in extended series came back and won 4-0. So he definitely has that comeback potential.
Oh, yeah.
But when you compare Rhett to DRG, I think DRG is probably the more celebrated and more
good.
Yeah, the more
love you,
he's
Rhett.
got more achievements. I mean, we love you, Rhett, but let's face it, DRG, GSL champion, Red Assembly champion. So a little bit of a variance there, but still, Violet might. Okay, sorry. Getting that word from our admin, but I don't know. Violet has comeback potential, but the DRG factor is always there.
Oh yeah. I mean, DRG is pretty sick. That 3-letter names, man. MMA, DRG, MVP. They're all pretty good.
So, Sheth, while we're waiting for the match to be hosted,
Mhm.
you're over in the Dr. Pepper stream, the free stream here at the Spring Arena. How's that been? Have you had a chance to visit with Clutch at all?
Yeah, I like Clutch. We actually kind of did our own little commentary there on a replay.
Yep.
We looked at MC versus DRG, and we got to watch 2 of those games together. So it's actually kind of cool that even on the free stream we get to watch like the replays of this
Right.
early, and I like it a lot.
What did you think, talking to a bunch of the other casters, Artosis specifically said that MC is looking like a refreshed and a brand new MC this tournament, going up against DRG, the Daybreak maps. Did you catch that replay?
I did. It
So
was very good.
he was saying that in that matchup, whenever a Protoss goes on 3 base, DRG basically just says, no, you can't do that. I'm going to move in with a ton of roaches and be able to take you out like he did against Huck. I don't know if you caught that.
Yep.
But MC was able to stop it. What is it that in that play that really made him able to stop that? And is he going to be able to? I mean, I predicted top 4. After he beat DRG, I'm saying top 3 now.
Top 3. Well, MC just played very, very solidly. To be honest, I felt like in those matches, the mistake was on DRG, where he went roaches and he went a lot of muta.
Okay.
And then when he got an advantage, like if you watched him play, he had something like 4 broodlords, and he over-spined. Like, he made so many spines when the spines didn't do anything, and then because he made so many spines, he couldn't remake another army after the broodlords. Because the broodlords did what they needed to do. They lowered the Protoss army, they got rid of a lot of the gas, the Templar, and everything like that. But just after that, he didn't have the money to remake because he had useless spines. So MC, while he's playing amazingly good, I feel like that game, the mistake was just DRG's.
Gotcha. Have you had a chance to catch any of the competitors here? Besides
with
that,
them?
yeah.
Oh,
just
the
talk
games?
with them, yeah, or the games. Really, just see how they're feeling.
I got to watch a few of Partings, the last Parting ones, I think. And I watched Huck play. I actually was an analyst for Huck versus DRG.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit ago. Those were good games.
Yeah. Me and Artosis were actually watching those in the Dr. Pepper Lounge.
Huck did something like a make as many gateways as possible and then GG out.
Yeah.
But then the next game he did the same thing and it worked. So.
Yeah. Was that the 8-gate thing where he leaves 2 probes on the assimilators? Is that what you were?
One game he did a 9 gates after Stargate. And banked a lot.
Was that on
of money.
Antigua?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember
and then
that
he
now.
didn't do it. It was just a very, very interesting play. I think we'll see that by tomorrow, everyone's playing a little bit better. The first day, it's always nervous and
Jitters
you're not
and
really
things like that.
comfortable. The second day, it's a small thing, but I bet you everyone will play a little bit better, and we'll see everyone's like, "Wow, how did he lose to so and so? Now he's crushing them." You know?
Right. What do you think about the amount of games? I mean, in an 8-person group like this, and they're playing all 3 games in each round. Is that going to wear and tear on these players?
No, not at all. Not with this schedule, especially with something like a normal MLG. If you're going through the open bracket, you're playing 10 times this if you lose a match.
Yeah.
So this is fine, especially with all the rest, and especially